We've still got Ashraf Mohammed of Ascension Property and Mike Howarth, MD of Applied Capital, in studio with us right now. In the meantime, Famous Brands, remember, reported a 22% rise in full-year headline earnings per share to 339 Rand. Revenue ticked up 17% to 2.5 billion Rand. And Kevin Hedderwick, who's the CEO of Famous Brands, joins us for more detail on those numbers as well. Kevin, let's get straight into a discussion here. I mean, pretty impressive what's come through, and we know that a lot of the growth that we've seen come through because of the company working hard at bolstering your brand portfolio, but also managing your supply chain capability better, let's call it that. Run us through the year that was for the company.
Yeah, it's been a good year, and I mean, as you rightly pointed out, I mean, Famous Brands has moved over the years from being a business that really has been focused on brands at the front end. And I mean, there really are three cornerstones to this business now. It's our brand portfolio, our logistics capability, and our manufacturing capability. And when all three are working in concert, it's a phenomenal business.
Mike, what do you, Kevin, sorry, Mike, I want to call on Mike in a moment. You talk about a comprehensive business model transformation project. Now that sounds like a lot of business jargon, but knowing you, it's not jargon, there's a real plan. This sounds like what you've done in previous times, such as when you went on your acquisition strategy. You took the business to a step up.
Yep.
What is this transformation project?
Yeah, you know, Famous Brands has been a business that's been characterized by significant growth over the last 5-8 years. And so last year in September, what we did as a leadership team is we did a real deep dive into this business to make sure that the business model was still robust. I mean, we still see significant upside potential for this business. And so what came out of that was a business that said, look, you know, we think that what we need to do is set ourselves up as being fit for purpose. And those purposes really being twofold. There's two common themes that run to fit for purpose. One is, how do we make sure that we continue to stay close to our customer, in this case our franchisee, and the other one is, how do we stay close to our consumers? And so what we've done is we've reorganized our business model now, and we've taken rest of Africa and international, we've put it in one space. We've got South Africa in another space where we've got 6 completely decentralized centers of excellence, run by managing executives who are accountable for every single touch point that a consumer or a customer might have with us, and we've centralized marketing. And so what we think we've done now is set this business up to be able to grow going forward, and also I think without sounding too smart is I think we've put some space between ourselves and our competitors.
With those separate divisions now having been created, what sense are you getting of the consumer within South Africa's borders and then outside of it?
Yeah, I think what we're doing through this fit-for-purpose model is beginning to understand is that the consumer profile in a place like Pietermaritzburg is probably different from Port Elizabeth. And so, you know, you can't paint the market all with one brush. And so that's what these centers of excellence are designed to do, is to get right up close to the consumer in those different marketplaces, and also in terms of our own customers, our own franchise partners.
Mike, your view on Famous Brands and what Kevin's doing?
You know, I've always liked the business simply because, I mean, it's proven to be a very successful, acquisitive operation, firstly, but I really like that there's some secular trends in place for this business. One, you've got decentralizing retail, because your whole urbanization is just forcing everything out in a broader and broader sense, and hence I guess the logistics becomes a lot more important. And what I'd also like is that you can really see that there are potential economies of scale coming out from a manufacturing and logistics point of view as they grow that franchise base.
Yeah, just what's your assessment of a company like Famous Brands? It's playing in a very competitive place right now. I mean, we've first seen the entry of Burger King into South Africa as well. For now, it's set up in Cape Town alone, but that footprint is set to grow as well. So all of them battling for a very stretched consumer.
Well, my short answer is McDonald's. I think Kevin will agree that McDonald's has not had an easy ride in this market. In fact, they say that part of the reason why Steers has done so well is because people then had a comparative to Steers, and when they saw the McDonald's product, Steers product, value for money, Steers won the day. So with Burger King coming into the market, sure, it's going to attract people. It's something new, it's something different, but will consumers actually switch and permanently switch to those products? That really is the challenge. The only question I have to ask Kevin is the strategy for chicken. You know, how do you plan to roll that out? Is it something which is first and foremost on your strategy, or is it really the focus groups right now?
Yeah, I get asked that question every year. Is, Kevin, what are you doing about being in mainstream business of chicken? Because you've got some big players out there. I mean, it's 47% of the category, 45 to 47% of the category. But I mean, there's significant barriers to entry there. KFC have done a phenomenal job. There's a strong number 2 brand in Chicken Licken. What Brosen has done with Nando's is phenomenal, becoming a global product. So, you've got to sometimes be realistic. I mean, what the market doesn't necessarily always understand or get is the fact that we might not be mainstream chicken, but we sell a damn lot of chicken because our menus have all got chicken on it. As an example, one of our categories that is significantly growing right now is Debonairs Pizza, phenomenal brand, over 400 restaurants in South Africa, and the single biggest topping in pizza is chicken. And the greatest part of our business in Debonairs Pizza is going to black consumers. So we're playing in that space. We're not playing in it directly, but we're playing in it directly, and we're playing it in a big way.
Kevin, when a competitor like Burger King comes in,
Yep.
I mean, we said when we talked to them, we talked about people like you and the others that you mentioned. It's not an easy market, and in many ways, my perception is it's a world-class, what you call it, fast dining, casual dining, fast food, however you describe it. So when you look at an operator like that coming in, you sharpen, and what do you tell your people?
Exactly that. We need to make sure that we're sharp. Is that, we welcome competition. We've seen it in a lot of categories, is that when a new player comes in and they create the kind of noise like Burger King have done, all they do is they grow the category. And if they're going to grow the category, Steers has got 550 restaurants in South Africa. That's our sweet spot. So if you're going to help us grow the burger category, we will position to participate in that growth. But what we say is that while we welcome competition, and I think my background, is that we work damn hard for our market share. None of it's for sale. If you want it, you're going to have to earn it.
Well, when it comes to your operations in South Africa, you seem to be doing pretty well in terms of the fight for market share here. Let's look at your operations internationally. I mean, what's your assessment of the competitive landscape there and your muscle in international territory?
International for us, I mean, there are a couple of components to talk about. Rest of Africa, which is for us is part of international. We're well positioned. We're in 15 African countries. We've been there for 12 years. We're well ahead in terms of the learning curve. We know how to navigate our way through some of these African countries, which is difficult when you go in the first instance. So we're in 15 African countries. We're very ambitious about Africa. The UK is a small part of our business. The UK is not a great place to trade. It's tough. It's damn tough. Although I must say, having been there last in November, I'm starting to see a turn in terms of just the mood in the UK is looking a lot better. We're about to do what we wanted to do for a long time, is take Steers, our mother brand, into a place called Clapham in London, where there's a strong propensity of South African consumers. And I'm gobsmacked at the social media buzz about Steers arriving in a place like London. It's been phenomenal, given us a lot of confidence. So we're good to go. We'll be in London with Steers from the 1st of July, or the middle of July, shall I say. And then the other part of our business, which is gaining a lot of interest, and we went there really because it was reactive. If someone had asked us, do you want to be in India, we would have probably said no. But we got this wonderful approach from a company called Diwa Hospitality. It's a family business. They've been there 50 years. They're in freight and logistics and courier. That's their core business, but they're getting into hospitality. They came here, did a phenomenal presentation. They understand the food services market. We've been there. I've had a look around and very excited about opening Debonairs Pizza in the middle of July.
You mentioned a family or a small, a small business there, Kevin, and I remember Jeramundo.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 outlets, Alexandra Township in Johannesburg. So the strategy there is not to invent a new business to get into a space, but to find one that's there and build it.
Yeah, I think if you, especially in foreign markets like India, I mean, you can't waltz in there and think that they're waiting for you, because they aren't. I mean, what we've got to do and what we've done with Diva Hospitality is find a partner who understands the local landscape. And I mean, they've pushed us hard in terms of the Debonairs Pizza trading format. Kevin, the cost of entry is too high. That menu's got to be re-engineered. So we're going there with a full vegetarian offering, for argument's sake. We're going there with a low cost of entry pizza so we can get trial. And so you need a partner like that can help you navigate through those waters. And because I mean, India is a big market, very attractive from the population, the fact that it's emerging, and you get one chance to get it right. We think we've got a great partner there.
Well,